Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're looking at calibration and test equipment control. Assessors are not only interested in the results recorded on installation paperwork, they also want confidence that those results were obtained using suitable equipment that is properly controlled, maintained and traceable. Good calibration management is about much more than holding a certificate. It involves equipment control, traceability, record keeping and confidence in the measurements that support compliance. Test results are used to demonstrate compliance with standards, regulations and scheme requirements. Whether we're measuring electrical parameters, gas combustion performance or technology specific values, decisions are often made based on the readings obtained from test equipment. If an instrument produces inaccurate results, the quality of those decisions may be affected. Calibration helps provide confidence that measurements are reliable and that the evidence supporting compliance can be trusted. Assessors typically look for evidence that test equipment is being actively managed. This may include equipment registers, calibration records, verification records, and procedures that identify how instruments are controlled. The key point is that assessors are looking for a system. They want to see that equipment is identified, traceable, and supported by appropriate records rather than simply assuming that instruments remain accurate indefinitely. Many installers immediately think of multifunction electrical testers when calibration is discussed. However, equipment control often extends much further. Clamp meters, insulation testers, gas analyzers, pressure measuring equipment and technology specific instruments may all form part of the compliance process. A useful question to ask is this: does the instrument provide information that supports a compliance decision? If the answer is yes, some form of control is likely to be appropriate. Calibration and verification are often confused, but they are not the same thing. Calibration is intended to confirm the accuracy of an instrument against a recognised reference standard. Verification is generally a routine check carried out between calibration periods to provide confidence that equipment remains suitable for use. Both processes are important and both contribute to confidence in the measurements being recorded. A calibration register is one of the simplest ways to demonstrate control of test equipment. Typically, it records equipment descriptions, serial numbers, calibration dates, due dates and any verification activities that are undertaken. For assessors, a well-maintained register provides a quick overview of the equipment being controlled and often avoids lengthy searches for supporting information. This is an area that is sometimes overlooked. An assessor may wish to know not only that an instrument was calibrated, but also which instrument was used on a particular installation. For that reason, organisations should consider how instrument serial numbers can be linked to installation records where appropriate. Being able to trace a measurement back to a specific instrument and calibration record can provide a much stronger evidence trail during assessment. Calibration management is not always as straightforward as checking an expiry date. Installers should understand the calibration arrangements used by the equipment manufacturer. Some manufacturers provide calibration certificates with new instruments and may require the user to record a commissioning date or first use date. Future calibration intervals may then be based upon that date rather than the purchase date. It is also worth remembering that newly purchased equipment is not necessarily newly calibrated. An instrument may have been manufactured and calibrated many months before it was actually sold. Always review the calibration documentation rather than assuming that a recent purchase guarantees a full calibration period. Some installers also make use of calibration days organised by manufacturers, wholesalers or calibration providers. These events can be convenient and may sometimes be offered free of charge or at a reduced cost. However, calibration events should only be used where appropriate and should not result in calibration intervals being exceeded while waiting for a future event. The important point is to understand exactly what the calibration documentation is telling you and how the equipment should be managed. Equipment should not be used if there are reasonable grounds to doubt its accuracy. This may occur when calibration has expired, where verification checks indicate a problem, or where equipment has been dropped, damaged, or subjected to conditions that may affect performance. This principle appears in a number of quality systems and assessment schemes. The key message is that calibration is not simply about dates. If confidence in an instrument's accuracy has been lost, the equipment should be removed from service until its suitability can be confirmed. Many calibration-related findings are not caused by faulty instruments. More commonly, assessors encounter missing calibration certificates, incomplete records, unidentified equipment, or an inability to demonstrate traceability. The evidence may exist somewhere within the organisation, but if it cannot be produced efficiently during assessment, it may still become a concern. When preparing for assessment, consider a few simple questions. Can equipment records be located quickly? Can calibration dates be demonstrated? Can instrument serial numbers be identified? Can measurements be linked back to specific instruments? And can the overall traceability of the process be demonstrated? If the answer is yes, you are likely to be in a much stronger position during assessment. Calibration and equipment control are not simply administrative requirements. They provide confidence in measurements, support compliance decisions, and help demonstrate professionalism. Good calibration management involves planning ahead, maintaining records, understanding manufacturer requirements, and ensuring that traceability can be demonstrated when required. Ultimately, assessors are looking for confidence in the evidence presented to them. Well-controlled test equipment is an important part of achieving that confidence. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to Technical Works Compliance for further guidance on MCS assessments, quality management systems, solar PV, battery storage, PAS 2035 and broader compliance topics. Technical Works Compliance will continue to publish practical guidance based on assessment experience and common compliance issues encountered within the industry.